Y'all know
Sorry, I almost called you Terry. Y'all not Reggie, my bad. And we have TJ. And y'all really fucked with me in TJ's podcast that we did. I got a lot of views on that video.
I was an adult on that one.
You were. And it's hard to get him to be an adult sometimes. And then when they get together, it's really like childish. So pray for me today. So what we're going to be talking about is relationship expectations and unwritten rules and how those conversations go. What can be assumed and what shouldn't be assumed. So on my business Instagram, around Valentine's Day, I made a post about like, what are your standard relationship expectations? Which you should have, like to be respected, that your partner's going to communicate with you, that your partner's going to compromise with you, that you're going to feel safe and secure with them. If you can't walk into a relationship with those basic expectations, you don't need to be in the relationship. Yeah. So outside of like the basics, right? The foundation, I have been interested in really understanding men's perspective on certain things that I personally find to be very inappropriate, but men still seem to do it. And I'm like, is it that you all have this knowledge that that's okay? Does it need to be stated? So I'm gonna give you the backstory, right? So there was this guy who has been what I would call flirty via DM for the last few months, right? I post a picture, he's hard-eyed. He giving it hard ass. Like yes, so he's repeatedly like being flirty. So I make and at a certain point of him being flirty, he doesn't post a lot, right? But there were a few times, actually it was a moment in which a girl I know tagged him and he shared it to his story. And the post that she shared was pretty much that, no, it wasn't that. Oh. She is apparently friends with who I believe to be his girlfriend and a woman that he lives with, right? So, because she was like, thanks for the hospitality, added both of them as if they live together. Messy, and so... Messy. But he shared it. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure this man has a girlfriend, which caught me off guard because up until that point, I was like giving him a second look. Like, is he kind of cute? He a little flirty. Maybe I want to.
I was just gonna say, did it matter if he was at all interested? But
right. So I thought about it, but then when I seen it, I was like, oh no.
Gee, why am I lying to look way?
Okay, you're interrupting me. So again, after I peeped that, I'm like, I really feel like this man has a girlfriend. So I'm just peeping, saying as he continues to flirt, because he's a repeated flirter. And then it gets to a point where I had made a post about like needing a boyfriend to clean the snow off my car. And he replies and is like,
what did he say?
He said something like, pick me, or I can do it.
He said, I nominate myself.
Yes, you better know the word. It was in my close friend story, so Reggie saw it. So yes, he said, I nominate myself. So at that point, I'm just tired of the cap. Because now I feel like you're being real. Like now you're not just sitting there hard ass. Like you stepping into territory that you really shouldn't be in. So I just straight up asked him, and I'm like, don't you have a girlfriend? Y'all, this nigga says no. He says no, he don't have no girlfriend.
He said nah.
Nah, right. Come on, be specific. He said
he don't. How you know he ain't married?
All right. So then I replied and I was like, so you don't have a girlfriend that you live with? He left me on scene. He ain't flirted since. He ain't sent the hard ass because I feel like he's exposed. But what I really want to know, outside of him stepping the way that he stepped about, I nominate myself. Do men really think it is appropriate to send heart eyes when they are in a relationship to somebody that is not a close friend, a sister, a family member? Is that just a well-known, like, oh yeah, that's okay? Because niggas keep doing that. Why do they do that?
You want to go? Or I'll go? I can.
The heart act, so it's all about intentions. The hard ass, I disagree with. I disagree with that. You don't send hard ass. However, you can love a picture, so you can send the hearts.
Right.
Okay.
That's on Facebook.
Because, so Facebook is like hearts, but to me, heart eyes is more personal. Right. It's more like
I'm looking at you. I like what I see.
It's more like I like what I see. Whereas hearts is like,
it's like
that's a nice pitch. Like
right.
I like
even
that.
I think it's a difference between, so like let's say you swipe up on somebody's story. If a man sends me like the fire, I think that's more appropriate than heart.
Okay, no. Fire.
Because you can tell me I'm fire. Like that's cool, but that doesn't feel romantic.
Yeah. Instagram compared to Facebook, I feel like the hearts is equivalent to the fire.
Okay.
I feel like that's
or
equivalent.
even the applause.
Yeah, or the applause.
Why can't we just keep it cute?
I'm single, and let's say a woman looks good, but I don't want the message coming across like I'm flirting with you. Mm-hmm. I'll send the fucking clapping or the fire just to acknowledge, like, yo, you look good right now. I see you. Because that's what women do. Who don't like acknowledgement?
Right, yeah.
So she getting all pretty and shit just for a mother to just scroll past. Like, no, I'm going to give you that acknowledgement. But to answer the question, with me, the whole hard ass thing, like, no. Like, I'm a little different. I'm really big on the whole, and the reason why I'm big on this is because of experience. I'm big on not embarrassing my shorty. Like, cause women will twist shit, and even if you are intentionally flirting, which you're not supposed to be doing, but women love to hold shit over other women's head. Like, her nigga be flirting with me. Like, her nigga be, that nigga ain't woo woo. And they will know none of, when I do get a girl, not a fucking female is gonna be able to be like, oh, Reggie, he be in my, I ain't in shit.
Period.
You're nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't even want to send that. You know what I'm saying? That across. Yeah. That message across.
Yeah.
I just want everybody to know earlier when she was introducing everything, she did say a man's perspective. So low key, she accidentally on purpose plugged my man.
You know.
So he has a podcast called A
Man's Perspective. Check out Reggie's podcast.
How did I not plug myself?
I mean, we can save that for the end.
Nah, I mean, she
but since we here now, okay.
Right.
Okay, so I'm glad that you all agree, because it's even been a situation where, like, I've had men who I know are in relationships be like, you want to go to lunch? And it's not like we have a prior relationship. Like, I have a male best friend. Me and him will go to breakfast. We'll go to lunch. It's no big thing. But we have a prior relationship that was occurring before he got into a relationship. And like, I've had men who I just have, I don't know you from a can of paint. Like, we might interact on social media. Does your girl know that you going to lunch with girls that you don't have previous relationships with?
Why such a snitch, bro?
Like, I'm not a snitch, because I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't be telling. And even Reggie said I should have dropped that.
If you gonna go that far,
you
might as well.
But see, the thing about the first guy, which was ironic, because on Valentine's Day, he like fake posted.
All right,
he posted her to the story, and that's when I let everybody else who was in my close friends I want y'all to know this is the same guy who tried to say that he didn't have a girlfriend that he was living with. And
he loved her, but he liked you.
That is so problematic.
That's horrible.
That's problematic.
I just understand the mindset.
And then just to clear it, because I understand it too. I'm a guy. You know what I'm saying? I get it, even though I don't agree with it.
At the end of the day, he's a cheater. Like, I mean, he is a cheater.
So
his actions,
you gotta. This is why niggas do it. Check it out, right? This is why niggas will even offer, like, hey, you want to go to lunch or the hard eyes? It's because they've done it before and it worked.
Yeah.
Right.
You want to tell you just on him. His mistake was making the first move. So outside of her, right?
Right.
Outside of her, what would you grade him? 1 through 10. Everything he got going on, looks, career.
See, that's the thing. I don't know much about him, so I'm just judging looks.
But men feed on being. I know I'm a catch, right? They feed on it. So outside of him having that girl, he feels like he's a catch. So,
which I don't know, because the more I start paying attention, he don't.
You say like his mistake. You not mistake, but you say he basically approached her and doing extra, whereas we've seen before girls go after.
They do.
Girls will chase the dude that they feel like, damn, he a cat. He treat her like a queen.
Yeah.
He got all it. So his mistake was mistake as a cheater. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing or bad thing.
If we're gonna talk about it,
if you gonna be a cheater, do it right.
Right.
So his mistake as a cheater was coming after you.
He needed to wait for some type of confirmation that the feeling was mutual.
I was on it.
Yeah,
Right,
like
right.
if you would have sent hard ass for the first time.
Yeah,
Boom.
which makes sense. Which makes sense. Because I feel like it was after our episode. I told you it was a guy that had brought up that y'all said like told y'all to tell me hey, and I was like, oh, like he really have his shit together, and if his girlfriend
facts.
I'm gonna be like standing in line.
Facts. So it's but that's exactly how it is. So fool as but he gets that a lot.
I'm sure.
It's a lot of girls on his heels because of the way he treats his girl. And not just the way he treat her, the way he goes about the relationship.
Yeah.
You can't as far as I know, can't no girl show me a DM and be like, oh, but he be on this, and that. So girls feed into that. They want that placement. They want to say, instead of her right there, right. I would love to be right there.
Right, yeah.
And so
it's about keeping it cute, because it's one of them things where like we'll chit chat, but don't let us slip up. Because I'm be like, hey
big head.
So I know we just friends right now, but
okay, so I'm not crazy for thinking that shit is wrong, because
it's just, the hard ass was over.
And that's what I be trying to tell men is like, y'all don't have to get caught up over some shit like that. You're not even gonna leave. Like, you're not gonna leave your girl for her. So you need to consider what is the most appropriate way.
Nigga, risk versus reward.
Right. Like, it's me, and that's what, like, it's just like Instagram. But, like, is the risk of your girl being pissed at you and not trusting you worth you dropping her ass?
You're not even getting the pussy. What if she would have caught you? And
dropping
now,
hard ass, you ain't even got
the hard ass, and you didn't cause havoc in your relationship over flirting. Now your shorty, like she said, she don't trust you. She watching you now. You don't kind of on pins and needles, all because of you flirted. Versus if you was a good cheater, you wait, like TJ said, you fucking waited till she initiated it. You might could get away with something.
I don't even understand why niggas cheat via social media.
So
that's the
many
issue. Receipts.
You don't cheat via social media.
And that leads me back to my next question of what you said. So, because I feel like I talk to people a lot about what they consider to be inappropriate behavior and what they consider to be cheating. So, do you believe if a man is flirty via social media, he done got the girl text, he flirted, that he is going to go the extra mile to physically cheat?
What do you mean he got the girl text? Like,
so let's say they have each other numbers and he's flirty through text messages or just through social media. Is it likely that he is going to physically cheat?
I'm the wrong person to ask this question to, and let me tell you why. My definition of cheating is anything you don't want your partner to know. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is it's not accidental.
Right. You feel like it's
I'm speaking on myself individually. I wouldn't say I'm an accidental flirt. I'm just a person that loves reactions. Right? I love reactions. So whether a girl can like really like me or really hate me, I don't mind their reaction. but I also don't have it.
Right.
Like I'm also not gonna have it. Like I'm in a relationship and I was on Facebook and I said it's a Santa Claus bag. Yeah, and I got a text like, yeah, let me see what's in it.
Right.
I shared it. I sent my girl like, I'm winning. like, hoes want to know what's in the Santa Claus bag. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not trying to be sneaky. I'm trying to keep anything from you. I may be vulgar and I may be extra, but based on the individual that I am, it's not cheating because I ain't finna show her this.
Right,
No, I'm gonna keep texting it.
Yeah, and making it more.
You gotta get what I'm saying. So it's all about your intent. My answer to any argument I had or any intentions mean everything. What is your intentions behind this entire situation? And so,
but 9 times out of 10, nigga, like our intentions.
Yes, intentions could be ill. Facts.
Right, like a nigga intentions. I'm at the point where I'm about to be 30. Anytime if I approach a woman, my intentions is to go that mile. I don't need any more female friends. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I have plenty platonic female friends. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, if I engage in contact with a woman, my intention is to see where it goes. You know what I'm saying? Based off interactions with each other. So niggas who like are in relationships, what other intentions
do you have? Bitch, I'm trying to ask you to go to lunch.
Now, when you say contact, do you mean like initial contact or further contact?
No, further contact.
Yeah, because I mean, initial contact, that's
too many.
Yeah, initial contact, that's given.
That's a gift, right?
But
I get that all the time.
I mean, as long as
basically,
you're not
even, maybe I shouldn't have said contact, I should say pursue.
Pursue.
Yeah.
Facts. Okay. They make it that I agree with that.
So to circle back, because the idea of this was, are there certain conversations that you shouldn't have to have? So as a woman, when you get in a relationship with a man, should you have to tell him, don't be hard on bitches' stories, don't be under bitches' pictures, hard at? Should I have to say that? Should I have to lay that
out? I think not. I think it's me. These are my beliefs. I'm not gonna be, if I have a woman and it is publicly known. Just imagine, because you got to think about, not necessarily saying we care about what people think, but people see this shit.
The perception of it.
The perception of it. So I got my queen and all bae and others, and you scroll on Instagram and you see me hard-eyeing bitches pictures and...
We see it. We see you niggas doing that shit.
And then it don't even be like fucking celebrities. It be bitches
it be regular
in the
bitches.
city. Like...
It be regular bitches.
If anything, in a relationship, I'll throw you the fire sign. Like, oh... I acknowledge that you look good right here.
Right.
But I do not want to,
I ain't trying to.
I see, my rules are so relaxed when it comes to a relationship. And I'm not trying to call you like a social media nigga, right? But my first time having social media was in June. Yeah. I still don't even know the rules of social media. However, and I'm going to just say this. However, I don't put anything personal on there. So what you said, oh yeah, because I'm sitting up here and I'm like bae and queen. Right. You've never seen me put that on social media. Facts. Because I never put my personal business on there. So you can never counteract what I do on social media with who I am as a man or a boyfriend, because I don't make you think nothing different. Right. Yeah. I don't go on there and put a paragraph about my girlfriend and say my queen, it's her birthday and all this and that, and then I hard ass a picture and be like, oh, but you got a queen and a bae and all this and that. You don't know shit about me personally on social media. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But I know my weaknesses, and one of my weaknesses is I'm very relaxed in my relationship, and I don't really follow the status quo of keeping your relationship tight.
Let me tell you why that works for you. Because of the woman that you have.
It does.
That makes a huge difference. You have to understand your partner. Now, like, I'm gonna big up your lady. She is very different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She's very understanding of the type of nigga she dealing with.
Who I was before social media. So,
exactly. So that makes it even, it's not a surprise to her to see you on social media.
And let me stop you right here. So the reason I invited TJ is because TJ is like, he is like the Justin LA boy of Facebook.
Wait, what is that?
See, he don't even be on Instagram. He don't even know. He don't even know. Justin LA boy is like the voice of the female and the male. Like, he posting shit that women are gonna find problematic. He's gonna post shit that men find problematic. And
he a troll.
It's usually, he is a troll. But a lot of his
because all I know is Kevin Samuels.
A lot of his
That's all.
a lot of his increased popularity really came from like he take a lot of people's shit that's already been written and like post it and then do like a funny ass caption that compliments whatever be posted. And if you've ever heard of people saying like respectfully or like brokey, he kind of started. Now he did like kind of start to respectfully.
I ain't hear brokey, but respectfully.
That was his shit. That was a part of how he got popular because a lot of them like statuses and
Meek
stuff.
Mill used to post him a lot, and that's how he kind of went.
Okay. I'm still learning. I'm gonna get these.
TJ is like that, but on Facebook. And so I've known TJ's girlfriend since like grammar school, and so the fact that what the fuck was that?
I know that.
Yeah. Me and Sid been on each other for a while.
Oh shit! You know all her business.
No, I don't know. We wasn't close like that. But like we both went to Catholic school, so like we was around like around the same crowd.
Name dropping this
school.
shit.
You people, I did name drop.
Sorry. I mean, you know how many
Erica. Erica.
You know how many cities there. Shout out to Sid. But I look at what TJ posts sometimes, and I'll be like.
What does Sid think about this?
I really be wondering what Sid think about it because, like, knowing that he's in a relationship, he'll post some wild shit. I can't remember what it is that you posted, and I commented and I said, I hope Sid be beating your ass at home. Because I feel like he be playing, but I was looking forward to being able.
Though. That post was so valid.
That's okay. Do you even remember what it was about?
Yes.
What was it?
It said, females, don't you got a girlfriend? Guys, I don't quit a job. I don't quit a job until I find a new one.
Right. So that's why I said I hope she.
That makes all the sense in the world.
So he be saying stuff like that, and I was really excited to just kind of hear about like. Is she just so used to you being like class clown that she just doesn't pay it any mind?
It's numb. Like it goes. There's no phrase one ear and out the other, one eye and out the other.
So little stuff do bother her, okay. Right? And like I say, I'm new to social media, so I don't know my limitations on social media.
I feel like TJ got excited because he saw like, y'all know Terry been on here and Reggie, they be on there rocking shit up. And when he got on, he like, I want to rock shit up too. But nigga, you not single.
But this the thing. So it's little stuff that I have like if I know she has a problem with that's the thing about our relationship. If I know she has a problem with it, it's a big problem.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? It's some shit that I immediately apologize for.
Okay.
Because she don't take me serious in any type of manner as far as the shit I say or the shit that, I give my opinion on. And a lot of it, I'm not saying I'm not that person because those are my true beliefs, right?
Right.
If I wanted to cheat,
right, and
I wanted you, that status made all the sense in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That don't mean I'm doing it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it. Terry hate when I do this, but Charlamagne got a saying that I love: two things can be right.
Right. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? If I wanted to go about it that way, I went about it the right way. That don't mean I'm gonna do it. You get what I'm saying? So. It's little shit that
devil's advocate.
Do you think what protects parts of that relationship and her response to it is the fact that you are private about that part of your life?
Yeah, because if I was the type to sit up here and be like, this what I got going on, this my girl, this is my world, and things like that, then yeah, it's the shit that I would post or some of the shit that I would say, it's kind of like a direct attack against her and our relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even post pictures.
Right.
I got maybe 2 photos on social media. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I use it to its benefit.
Right.
And I don't blame anybody for you who use it on a more personal level. Mm-hmm. That is totally cool, but that's just not me. Like, I got social media in June and Terry forced me to get it.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be in a group chat saying that type of stuff.
Right.
And Terry will be like, nigga, we got a podcast network. Like, this the type of shit people need to hear. Like, First he was pressuring me into IG, then he like, no. Say your little phrases, your little funny shit and all that. Do it on Facebook and just interact. Be you. Be the person that you are.
Right. And that's going to attract people to...
I treat Facebook like the guy's group chat. I'm going to put some shit in there. It's going to be funny. I thought of it. And I believe it to a certain extent. That don't mean I'm doing it.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I'll say like... Because before... I think it was off camera. You said something along the lines of... and not in a disrespectful way, but you different online and offline. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta think about it, like we're kind of like entertaining, we're podcasters.
Yeah. Right.
So I'll say some shit like Kevin Samuels material. I'll say some shit, and I won't necessarily do it or believe it. I'll say the shit because it'll cause a conversation.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, necessarily they're not my beliefs. Well, I won't practice that shit, but it's funny.
But in some cases, like this is the thing about our podcast and her, like you're not very like biased, right?
I try not to be.
You try not to be. We all try not to be, right? And so my whole thing is, you don't have to take something I said and use it as my character. I sit up here and say something and be like the shit about, oh, don't you got a girlfriend? Yeah, but I don't quit a job unless I find a new one. You a motherfucking cheater. You will never get married and you hate women. What?
That is exactly how it goes.
That be the responses, but I kind of like them because I be like, you look so fucking goofy right now. Like, gee, you don't know shit about me. What I just said was funny as hell. You gotta admit, it was funny as hell. It was catchy. It didn't make all the sense in the world. It makes all the sense in the world. But don't sit up here and tell me you a woman hater and
that shit be going left so quick.
You know what I'm saying?
Think
like
people take it entirely too personal.
It be
and
a
I think
personal
you have
attack.
to know.
I like it. I love it.
And that's what I'm saying. You have to know who you're dealing with. It's like, why are you taking, like, you're a troll. You don't take trolls online seriously. Like, you laugh at the jokes, you tell them that they're sick, and then you like move on with your life. But like some women be like, oh my God, and it's like, do you even know who you're talking to? And that's why I really don't pay TJ any mind online, because
not a real
because I know like he's not like that in real life. He just be on there talking shit. And I feel like these three, and Terry included, they feed off of each other on that realm where it's like, oh, that nigga said something wild. Here I come. I got to say something wild. So like, I think it's one of them things where like, even on Twitter is an app where a lot of people will say like, hey babe, don't take my Twitter seriously. I just be on here talking shit. Right. I just be on here talking shit. And I think it's different like when you know somebody already and when you don't know them. Because if I don't know somebody and they talking wild, I don't know if that's how you really feel. I don't know if those are your real beliefs. So if it's too problematic, that will be a turn off to me. Like, let's say they circle back, they like, hey, and I'm like, you be saying some wild shit, so I don't know if, you know, and you can tell me like, oh, that's not me, but I don't know you to know that those aren't your real beliefs, or to know what your real values are. So I think that part is where it gets a little wishy-washy versus like talking to an audience of people who already kind of know like he be bullshitting, he be capping.
However, currently she's now blocked, so I could go crazy. She blocked. We agreed to it because I did say some wild shit. It wasn't wild. It was just, she ain't like it. It was a pregnant girl. A fucking pregnant girl. But she was gorgeous pregnant. You ever seen some girls and they just got that glow?
Yeah.
I said to them like, you look good as fuck pregnant. And that's how I knew she was stalking my comments and shit. Because that was a comment. So did you really have to tell her this? I'm like, TJ, hold on, time out. Because I'm not the type to hide anything, right? My reply, do she not? Like, let's keep it real. She, that ain't the fucking point. No, nigga, don't she look good? Like, she looks very pretty pregnant. Don't try to change the subject. I know you mad right now.
That's how you said
That's
it.
That's cool. But say that. Don't say it like this. You get what I'm saying? Don't say that. You can't say that. motherfucker, that's how I felt. She looks really pretty pregnant. Does she not?
And that's not what you said, because you said what? You look fat as fuck. Like,
no. I said you look very good pregnant, by the way.
Was those your exact words?
You look very good pregnant, by the way, because it was like a thread.
Okay.
And I was commenting on something super random.
Now I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I was commenting on something super random. I think it was the randomness of it. Okay. My comment had nothing to do with the thread. Okay. And so I said, you look very good pregnant.
So it just seemed like that was on your mind. You had to go out your right. It was
it's extra. Like
that's why I be trying to tell them.
I'm trying to fuck an 8-month-old pregnant girl.
It was just extra. Like it's not that you can't give a compliment. It's just about being particular about the language that you're using.
But that's how I called her. I was like, why the fuck did you know what? And she was like, that ain't the point. Nah, it ain't the point. At first to me, it ain't the point. Now I'm like, I'm about to block you. And you need to understand why. I don't agree with it, but I don't want to see this shit no way. So I blocked her. And
I think it's just because I think that's what has to happen in relationships. There has to be a compromise of you allowing your partner to just authentically be who they are without having things that will allow you to be taking it personal. So sometimes I think that is the better option. Like especially I think if you like your partner just be like you on social media and you just don't want to see it, but you trust your partner. So it's not like I feel like I have to follow up behind you and see what you're doing. So I mean, I guess it makes more sense because it's not like he on there. You know how niggas be liking other bitches' pictures but never like yours. Like,
oh, you can't do that.
Shit, I don't like hers. I don't never see him. We blocked each other.
Right. But before she was blocked, was you liking her pictures?
No, because she sends me a picture every morning, and I have to love those.
not half.
I have to.
So
she didn't send me a text like, you forgot something.
I love that.
It has to be a love. It has to be a heart on every picture she sent it on text message. So I mean, all hugs get love. You know what I'm saying? So
what? Because you loving on my pictures via text, you can't like them on Facebook?
Well, we blocked now.
But I'm saying before.
Before I get the same pictures. I already loved it.
So the same.
You want me to double love it? Now that's for the gram. That's for the gram as hell. I already loved it and I text. Now you post it. I gotta love that one too. That's for the gram. I ain't on that.
So back to expectations. A good question, y'all know. A good question that I come across often is when you get into a relationship, is it expected that certain friendships that you have with the opposite sex may shift and change?
That's a good question because, like, right now, I have a best friend of about 14 years or something like that, a female best friend, and there's nothing is like when I do find a woman, like nothing is gonna change in our relationship because even like it's nothing weird.
Y'all have good boundaries.
We have great boundaries. First of all, like, she just hit me up like we gotta take out because she has a son as well, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna take the kids out on a date or whatever. Not a date, but we're gonna take the kids an outing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no.
However, but what if it's some shit where like, because I talked to one of my clients today and I've seen this before. You know, when a nigga not in a relationship, you may not think about what time you reach out to him, what time you call him, what time you text him. She don't do that now. Right. I'm not saying for her, but I'm saying in situations like that, shouldn't that be expected to change?
Yeah, I agree.
It should be expected to change, and I mean that's a I don't really know what is it, tall tale. What is it called?
Is it crazy?
Like that automatically lets you know what that situation is. Mm-hmm. Like if that's his friend or her friend, they should know you're in a relationship and y'all.
It should be a mutual respect.
Yeah, they connection, not even with the relationship, with the friends. Right. It should be a mutual thing. That like, I'm not
I just thought.
And if you do it, you'd be like, bitch, you better be down.
Right. Like you need a ride or something, like it's an emergency type shit. But that just made me think of it. So there was a post that had went viral a little while ago about this girl pretty much saying like, oh, I just hate insecure women because I've been friends with my guy best friend for this long, and we always say I love you when we get off the phone, and his girlfriend told him that she wasn't comfortable with that, and so now we're not friends or whatever. I don't know how they went from like, you can't say I love you to not being friends, but pretty much the girl, you know, people, people was on either side saying like, oh yeah, that's insecure. Like, what's wrong with saying I love you? And it was people saying no, like she needs to respect that boundary of like, why is that necessary?
I say I love you to my 2 female best friends.
Yeah.
I don't do it on a regular every time we get off the phone, but it happens. And my 2 female best friends is a little different. Like I've been knowing them for years, and even when I was locked up, they was 2 of the only people that was like writing me and shit like that. Like I have a very big respect for them.
I might have to get you back on the show
as friends, but yeah, I did a little time.
He'll be back to share that story. Y'all know I love a good story.
I have a very relaxed definition of a relationship. And a lot of people don't understand it, but I will, if at any point I have to watch you or tell you it's something you can't do, I feel like we not there. Then you shouldn't be my girlfriend.
Right. Because like, we don't have a mutual understanding. Again, those unwritten rules that we both just should know.
Yeah. And you know, like those conversations come about with how girls may dress or anything like that. Like, so it just all depends on that. But my current girlfriend, the only reason she doesn't communicate with her ex no more is because he keeps crossing that boundary. It's not me. Right. I'm not gonna sit up here and tell her she can't contact him. Right. Because when she was younger, he was very pivotal in her like growing up. They were best friends and then got in a relationship and they had a very close bond. Yeah. So when we first got together, I'm a grown ass man. I picked up on that. Right. Yeah. Like, damn, like you the woman you are today because of that nigga. I ain't saying you need him, but I see why you consider him a best friend or somebody you want to communicate with. And there would be times where she'd be like, you know, he kind of texted me 2 times last week, and I'm like, I mean, shit, if he ain't saying shit inappropriate and he just keeping it friendship, because y'all before y'all was together, y'all considered each other best friends. Right. If he keeping it that way, I'm not gonna stop you from doing it. That's changing you. That's changing your characteristics. Somebody that now over time she started opening up to me, but back then that was the person who knew all her business. That was the person she was comfortable with fucking talking to. Yeah. Gee, I didn't stop it. Yeah. Like I didn't stop it. I'm not finna sit up. Like
you gotta have some sort of security.
Yeah, I didn't stop it.
And then you gotta trust your partner to know if their friends are overstepping boundaries, that they're checking that shit.
And one of my things was, if y'all continue to be friends and something y'all overstep or y'all do something, y'all end up spending time with each other or fucking anything like that, you just help me out. like that mean you want mad, in my opinion.
Okay, I mean that's in my opinion, way to look at it.
In my opinion, you helped me out, and I mean over time it dwindled down, but to this day, like every now and then, he'll hit up, man, what's been going on? He'll call up. If you ain't on the phone, like, oh yeah, I miss you. And, you know, all that. Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna watch over your shoulder.
Yeah. And back to the example, I think what ended up coming out was like, because of course the girl went on Twitter and said, "Oh my God," and like people would sympathize with her, like, "Oh my God, she's so insecure. Like that's been your friend. Why you can't tell him he love? Like I love you shouldn't be is not always romantic." And I think what changed thing is another person came. I think it was the girlfriend's sister came on the thread and was like, "Bitch, you're lying. He told you he was uncomfortable with that and asked you to stop and you continue." So that changes things. Because if, again, your friend, not the girl, she ain't got nothing to do with it. If the friend is saying, hey, you know, this is making me uncomfortable, or I feel like, you know, it's kind of overstepping, and you don't listen, then you have no choice. You're going to lose your friend.
If he approached her, she played herself. She did too much.
And the last scenario that I want to go over. So y'all made a post about I think it was you and Terry. And it was flipped. It was one for the man, one for the female. So if your partner, like let's say your ex has a resource or is good at something that you happen to need, and your partner is not around or can't do it, is it appropriate for you to reach out to said ex and use the resource to get whatever you're looking at accomplished? And if you do reach out, do you tell your significant other or not? And I'm just trying to figure out, I feel like when it comes to like the expectation, I feel like there should be an expectation of basic respect that, like, number one, you're going to at least attempt to find another way to fulfill whatever that need is. And number two, if there's absolutely no way, you're going to at least communicate with me about the fact that you're wanting to use that resource.
I want to speak on it. So I said this earlier. Risk versus reward, right? So it could be a big situation, it could not be a big situation. So let's just say you have to play out the scenario. You know, it's not, you got to play out the scenario. If I call my ex to do X, Y, and Z, my girl could potentially feel this way. If I go through with that, is the outcome worth, you know what I'm saying, the quote unquote inconvenience of me? I remember the situation of saving money. Let's say you could save $200 from calling a service man.
It'd be free.
You know what I'm saying? It'd be free or whatever. Is that going to be worth what could possibly happen in y'all relationship, or the argument, or whatever? The headache.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
imagine you needed your TVs mounted and your new nigga can't mount TVs, but you know your ex nigga can.
What y'all gonna do?
Especially you know he gonna do it for free, and that's the thing, right? It's like sometimes men will be okay with you using a finesse, right? Like, so one of my clients said he recently started dating like a girl who he had been friends with for an extended period of time. But while they were like exploring this new part of their relationship, he had some uncomfortable feelings about, I guess, the guy who she had been kind of like dating, but she was downplaying it to him, like, oh, it's not that serious or whatever.
Yeah, I was fucking.
So I asked him.
Yeah, I was fucking.
Boning.
Right? No. So she did admit that they had sex, but said it was only one sex.
I don't care.
And that it wasn't, you know. And so
I don't care if y'all was dating.
Right.
Did he fuck?
We fucked one time.
she
don't
she
mean
admitted,
nothing.
but she's still like, again, to him, she's steady downplaying the guy. So I asked him, you know, because he's in a situation where he's trying to find his footing. He just got a new job. He don't have, you know, his funds ain't up like that. I said, would it? And it was one time. So the girl went out of town. She went to this expensive restaurant. She orders $100 steak. So my client is like, I was considering sending her the money while she, you know, she's out having a good time or whatever. I was considering sending her the money, but I didn't because I knew that it would set me back, and I didn't get my, you know, he had just started the job, didn't get the paycheck on time. He was like, it would have set me back, so I didn't. She tells him, oh, dude ended up sending the money. And so I asked him, I said, number one, she clearly communicated to him the same way she communicated to you that she was at this restaurant having this $100 steak. So she's still in communication with him. That's number one.
That's communication.
Number two, the fact that he feels comfortable volunteering $100 to her. Ain't no nigga just volunteering $100 to you for a steak if he ain't feeling you or y'all not on a certain level.
Nah,
and so
out there like that.
I asked him. Yeah. I mean,
out there like that.
The scamming, like the nigga who
not
nigga,
even.
But I'm
nigga
saying,
who
he has
worked
to at least like you to a certain degree.
It's niggas out here that'll do that and be like, oh, if I do this, I'm gonna get the pussy.
Yeah, right.
Well, they already had sex at that point.
You probably want to hit it again.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you was still regular communication.
Okay. So anyway, so I tell him, I said, I don't know if this is what's happening, but is this a scenario that you would be okay with that maybe she's not comfortable coming out and saying? Is she keeping him in her back pocket because he can financially assist
Females
her?
always got a back pocket nigga.
I mean,
I want to know who my back pocket nigga is. for my girlfriend, because I know she got one. I just want.
So I'm like, would you have a problem with that, knowing your financial situation? That like, pretty much like, if a nigga wants to help out, and that's what that leads me back to my point. Is like, if you know her ex, you know they still on cool terms. He can come throw these TVs up, and you ain't got to pay for it. Are you not open to using the resource?
You know, men, it's a thing called pride.
I mean, and that's
Pride.
Like, geez, just imagine, like, you got a nigga in your woman's life who's footing the bill for shit for her. Like, and it's not a platonic relationship because y'all already had sex.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's not comfortable. Like,
ooh, I like that. It's already not platonic.
It's already not. If he was platonic, even if it was platonic, me personally, I would still feel away. You know what I'm saying? Because I am a man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be provided. It's natural.
Yeah.
Any nigga who says he's okay with that, you're fucking lying, and you a beta man.
So even if you was at your brokest.
No. This is my thing. Natural mentality. So, me and my lady lived together back in Cincinnati. We had a TV that didn't have a stand. A friend of mine gave us a TV that didn't have a stand. Like, I watched YouTube and mounted it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, natural reaction, I would have never found out if her ex could mount a TV because I just felt like, oh shit.
That would have been something you took.
Yeah, like I've been trying. Now, when it comes to like, because I think the question that Terry asked, it was like a financial situation. He purposely threw finances in there to make it like
Terry has a unique way in making shit controversial.
Exactly. So he threw finances in there and said he don't have the money to do it, and you don't have the money to do it, but your ex can do it for free. My thing with those replies, not one female said, "Oh, we'll wait till we get the money."
Not one.
Not one said.
It was about 100 comments.
Listen. And I feel like that was the outside the box answer. Because some even said, well, that nigga better watch YouTube and figure it out. And then some people said, I'm going to call an ex. Nobody
These
went.
TVs just gonna have to sit.
Nobody gonna sit on the floor till we get on our feet.
Damn, nigga, do your TV need to be mounted today? You gonna miss a show or something?
Is this a priority?
Give it right. This is one of your major
It's
priorities.
you and your nigga in this house.
Give it a week.
Thug it out.
Get the money and pay for somebody to do it.
Thug it out.
And
Put the TV
Terry
on the
do
floor.
shit like that on purpose.
Yeah.
That was the answer he was looking for, and nobody gave that motherfucking answer.
Hey.
So
See, I never reply because I feel like they're all trick questions.
they do. It's like it's a motherfucker. It's a pop quiz and it's a trick question.
No, thank you.
We'll talk about this, baby.
But my whole thing is, if you had something, that's when you being sneaky.
Yeah.
If my girl would have came to me and been like, look, my ex can do this shit for free. Do you need me to be out of the house at that hour because he might feel uncomfortable? Or do you just want me to stay in the back because I don't know how to do it? I don't feel like doing it. And if that nigga gonna do it for free, cool.
It ain't gonna never be. I don't feel like doing it.
No, but you give it on. I'm
making it comfortable.
I'm making it a situation to where she's saying he's gonna be the person to come do it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and that's what I think.
If you had it, then you being sneaky.
Yeah, and that's what I think is the most important piece is like communicating that this is a resource that's available to me.
This is in our house.
Because even think about.
Don't tell me your ex was in my house.
See, so many females said, "I'm gonna have my ex do it. Say I paid for it." End of discussion. Bitch. What? Like,
but that's like
I don't fuck
when
with no sneaky shit.
It's soulful when Bird went.
I was thinking of the movie this whole time. G, I could not think of it.
When Bird went to do that and got her nigga a job, and like everybody's like he was so prideful, and it's like she knew he wouldn't have taken the job had she told him, but that would have been his decision to make.
Bird was bogus as hell because she knew that nigga was too invested. He was too invested. It's different.
But I think sometimes women go into them situations thinking like, I'm gonna set this, I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna set this boundary. I'm gonna get what I need from this man, and that's gonna be it. And I'm not gonna do anything that's shady. But I think the fact that because didn't she have to go to dinner? Didn't she have to go to dinner with him in order for him to do that? Like,
didn't you used to fuck him? You know what type of nigga he is.
But that don't mean that's the type of time I'm on. I'm just looking.
It don't matter what type of time you on. You know what type of nigga he is. If you used to deal with him and for me to even do it, you gotta go to dinner. I know you a snitch ass nigga. I know you will let my nigga know what the situation is if you don't get what you want.
Oh well, yeah, no,
So,
she
yeah.
definitely
So
she should have judged that on that end. That like he could potentially like go back and he ain't gonna play it cool because niggas just like women like to hold stuff over another bitch head. Niggas will sit there and try to play them same games. Like yeah.
I love that part of the movie. Back then, I agreed with beating no women. So yeah.
Okay.
That was back then. I thought he really hit her when they went in that little back room.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily, and that's the thing, all right. I know some people, they feel like they exes are devil spawn and never talk to them, and so it's hard for them to understand that sometimes people are still cordial and cool with their exes, and sometimes you gotta think about that because you don't want to burn, especially in the era of situationships, you don't want to burn every bridge, knowing like, okay, this nigga do X, Y, Z. I might even call on him. I might use him out, you know, like. And being able to use that in a friendly, way.
We might call on them. Like, nigga, you want to come back
right.
and see my
I've never been in a situation. Like, I see online, motherfuckers would definitely be like, I hate my ex, fuck my ex. Granted, I only got one. But, you know what I'm saying? But I just...
Do you hate her?
No, that's my son's mom.
Oh.
He can't.
He gotta be recorded.
Can't hate her.
Right, but...
Don't watch this. He don't want no big child support, baby.
Even if it... Matter of fact, the situationship that I had, I don't hate her. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So...
Do I hate an ex? No.
That'll be
I don't think...
That'd be cool.
I don't know. I don't think I care too much.
Listen,
I don't think I care too much. I broke up with my ex. First of all, we didn't break up. We just stopped communicating.
All right.
No bullshit. There was never a conversation like we not gonna be together. Like one day I didn't call her.
Y'all just kind of ghosted each other.
And she didn't call me. But it was weird because it was like a 2-year relationship. And then
both of y'all just got the point.
One day we stopped talking to each other. And then a year later she called me and asked me, did I know somebody? I was like, and in my head I'm like, oh shit.
It's like a telepathic breakup.
Did
like,
we break
both
up?
on
Like,
the same
that's
shit.
crazy as hell.
So, I mean, I don't hate no ex, man.
I do.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Why y'all? No, I think a lot of women. Let me ask.
Why?
Can I ask a question? Can we ask a
Can the
question?
guys have a
We're
question?
wrapping this up.
Oh.
We got 7 minutes.
What is the question?
I just want to know one question. When it comes to relationships, breakups, all that, why don't women take any accountability?
All right, I'm not going to do this because I take accountability. I can't relate.
Okay, all right, that's all I want to know. So you hate him, but was there any fault on your end?
I mean, I can take responsibility, but I think for me, I'm not going to say I don't necessarily hate anybody. I've moved past hate. I feel like for me, I'm one of them type of people when it first ends, I hate your guts. I don't want to see you. I don't want to talk to you. I just don't want anything to do with you. And after I've had time to heal and like get back to myself and like understand why you weren't for me, why I wasn't for you, and my lessons, pack them up, put them in my bag to move forward, then I'll be okay. Then I don't mind. Like then I'm okay. But I think what makes a huge difference is how the relationship ended.
Yeah.
Like, if it ended on some shiesty shit, if it ended with a lot of unanswered questions and people just moving funny and not like on some amicable, I see us moving, I don't think this is working anymore. I think that makes a difference based on like, and that's not to say you not hurt, but for a while, like in my last situationship, I could see that things were gradually ending and I'm holding on like I do because I got attachment issues. But I felt like I was trying to get myself to mentally come around to not hate him, like to still be to still be cool, like to still be cordial, to still consider him as a friend, to not burn the bridge. I was like, okay, like it's an experience. It didn't work out. I got to give myself pep talks with my heart breaking. And so
friends.
I
see why a
cool.
nigga hate her.
I can be cordial with you though.
I see why a nigga hate you as because you like too smart.
Anyway,
you like too articulate with your words and all that shit. So y'all have a conversation. And he has a really good point to make, and then you start talking, and then he second guess himself like, well, maybe.
Because I ain't gonna I'm be like, I hear you.
That's not fair, bro.
But no, so it came to a point where I was trying to get used to the distance and be amicable. But I felt like then this is the only nigga I've ever blocked. I have never had to block anybody else because usually like niggas just leave me alone. Like they just leave me alone. But this one I had to block because he like kept popping in, and when he would pop in, it was always a stressful ass situation.
Maybe
like
that's one
it just
really loved.
It just fuck him.
Toxic.
It wasn't like we just peacefully were able to. It was like, oh, you know, I'm not gonna say what happened. It was too specific. But anyway, he kept popping back up, and there were like it was repeatedly causing me stress, and I was like, you know the fuck what? I'm not gonna, because it felt like a wound being reopened, right? Like I'm steady trying to heal from your ass, and here you come every few weeks pissing me off and bringing new shit into my life.
Girl,
and I can't do that. So I had to block him because it wasn't even for him. It was for me. I don't need to see anything you're doing. I need to just really.
That's what I did.
I don't need to give you access to me.
I ain't want to see nothing.
Because I feel like if I give you, I feel like if I allow you to still have access to me, I still feel like you're continuously not being considerate of my feelings, I'm gonna spaz. And it's not gonna put me in a good place. So yeah, but I've never had somebody push me to that point where I'm just like, you literally can't talk to me. Because every time you talk to me, I end up pissed off or in tears.
I got one more question. Top 5 relationship boundaries for you. And nigga, this way y'all get good at, because you listen to this part, you can hit the DM.
Relationship boundaries?
Yeah, like the boundary. We just talked about things that's like, man, that's an automatic boundary. Something that I don't expect.
Oh, yeah.
So what's your top 5? What's your top 5 expectations?
Yeah, expectations. And are these expectations that I should have to communicate, or things that I feel like the man should already
Things that your deal breakers. Shout out to my nigga Reggie. Man's perspective. What are your non-negotiables?
He got this shit for me.
Man, I don't know that.
Oh, dude,
I don't know that.
Even though you were, I got it from my therapist.
Right? Those are therapists.
So y'all all read the same book. Top 5 non-negotiables.
I probably have this in a note somewhere on my phone.
I definitely got mine in my notes.
It's so hard to come up with off the top of my head. Non-negotiables would be poor boundaries with their mother.
Oh, that sounds like it came from experience.
Strike one.
Yeah, I don't mind a mama's boy, but there has to be boundaries, and not even just his mother, but with the women in his family. There have to be boundaries with the women in his family. Like, if I feel like they drain the life out of you and that I come second, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Man,
that's a good one.
Dream.
That's actually a good one.
I feel on the person.
Yeah, I mean, I get boundaries with female friends would count.
Okay, so all that is one.
Yeah,
got
FOMO.
Yeah, so
you got FOMO. What's up?
I don't know. My non-negotiables.
I ain't saying she a gold digger. Is finance one of them?
Non-negotiables. Yes, you have to be able. You have to be able to fully take care of yourself.
There you go.
And I need to be able to depend on you, because why do I have you around if I can't depend on you? Like, and that means emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and financially. Like, you need to be good in that area and be prepared to provide.
3 more.
Homophobic, transphobic, misogynistic. Not gonna work around these parts. Because then I feel like your ego is fragile. You don't have empathy. You're not compassionate to other people.
I'm technically transphobic.
Okay.
Bad definition.
All right. Well,
so I failed 2 of them. All right, you got.
We on number 3.
I just homophobic, transphobic. Yeah, you got 2 more. I'm saying you got 2 more.
I was reading your fingers wrong.
Right, 2 more.
I feel like all the rest of them are like characteristics that I just expect for him to have.
Come on.
You need to. Lack of consistency is a deal breaker. You're not gonna show up when you feel like it and treat me well when you feel like it, and don't start shit you can't finish. So the niggas that be starting with the good morning beautifuls, and then 3 months later your ass don't get shit. He text you at 4 o'clock in the afternoon like, what's good?
I say it all the time. My biggest thing is never, you like I did that, you got one left. But my biggest thing is never tell a woman good morning that you never had sex with, that you never woke up next to. Like, niggas be good morning beautiful, good morning to get in. How the fuck you know her morning good? You've never woke up next to her.
Good morning means I wish you a good morning.
No. Fuck all that. Like,
tell me good morning. Don't tell me no grand rising because I'm gonna keep your ass.
Don't do this shit.
Yes, niggas be grand rising the fuck around here now.
Don't do the shit you need to do to get the pussy. Do the shit you need to do to keep it.
All right, my last non-negotiable.
This the last one. She got one more.
No, don't grand rising me, please.
Grand rising. When I heard the definition of it, I was like, really? I get it.
My last.
Come on, dig deep. Come on, give us an insecure one. Give us an insecure one. Come on, give us an insecure one. Give us something that's just specific
bad
to you.
As far as bad, not like bad communicator.
Bad communication, trash. Something else.
No, because
bad communication trash.
No, I'm not even talking about like the whole being consistent with how you communicate. I'm talking about the fact that like you shut down, you aren't open to feedback, you're passive aggressive, and passive aggressiveness can be tied with insecurities. Because I can't stand a nigga who be like, so you over there with your with your other nigga tonight? Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Because now you worried about business that ain't even yours, and you telling me that you insecure in the same breath, and you worry. And like, if you was on your shit, you wouldn't be worried. So,
well, man, I'm gonna tell you like this: if you ever respond to a man and be like, "Oh, cause that must be that other bitch," if he wasn't cheating. Oh, he's about to go cheat.
Like, and women
you just accused me of something I wasn't
doing. But niggas be pulling that line too, and that's when I know I feel like I got a hook in the motherfucker. Because now you worried about somebody else, and look,
she's toxic, bro.
I don't
it
know.
Makes her feel good. She's like, oh, I got you.
I don't know. Look, I reposted this earlier. I don't know why niggas be thinking women running around here with a whole bunch of other men when most of them are broke and annoying. Look at the material. Have you met men? Like, I'm lucky if I got one around this motherfucker. Let alone
I got Reggie to my left and Terry to my right. We in this bitch. I've met men. That's why I don't trust y'all. Cause I see the shit that these niggas did. And I ain't trusting y'all. They can't be trusted. You know what this nigga capable of? You know what that nigga Terry capable of? And I'm gonna trust you. Shit. I ain't trusting none of y'all ass. Yeah, I'm insecure. You cheating on me. I just didn't go say nothing.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in.